Big fan.
Listen, tonight I am the fan. You did a great job.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at whatever happened to Jesse McCartney.
I want to be what you always needed, then I hope you see.
I'll see you guys later. I love performing. I love performing now even more in a turtle mask. That's something I've learned.
For this list, we'll be looking at this former teen heartthrob's career and life, from his early days in the industry to what he's currently up to. Make sure to comment below and let us know your favorite Jesse McCartney song. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Sounds like love. Sounds like love.
Born in 1987 in New York, Jesse McCartney loved entertaining from the start. Passionate about storytelling as a child, he didn't wait to pursue his dreams and started acting in local productions at a young age. He even toured with The King and I when he was only 10 years old.
And then what?
And it wasn't long before his talent was widely recognized. He booked the role of J.R. Chandler on the hit soap All My Children and played the character from 1998 to 2001.
And if I had missed another rehearsal, they would have replaced me.
Thus began McCartney's rise to fame.
Yeah, I was cheesing real hard freshman year.
Around the same time, he began his singing career. Like many, he got his start as part of a group. He started off singing with a band called Sugar Beats. Then more notably, he joined the boy band Dream Street in 1999. They were quite successful, even earning a gold record. The group was together until 2002 before splitting up after the kids' parents filed a lawsuit against the creators of the band. They alleged that their sons were being exposed to environments that were inappropriate for underage kids, and they won. Following member Chris Truesdale's tragic death from COVID-19, the band virtually got back together for a tribute performance to honor him in June 2020.
It happens every time, oh, it's magic when we meet down on Dream Street.
McCartney's stint as part of Dream Street was not for nothing. He effectively leveraged it into a solo career. He signed with Hollywood Records and, in 2003, released his first EP. A year later, his first studio record was released. The album's title shared its name with its lead single, Beautiful Soul, which found success on the Billboard charts.
I won't let another minute go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul.
It's arguably the song McCartney is best known for. Other singles from this album include She's No You, Get Your Shine On, and Because You Live.
Because you live and breathe, because you make me believe in myself.
His popularity rose and he started winning Teen and Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, thus cementing his place in popular culture. The album was a hit on all accounts, with the record itself being certified platinum. He also toured to promote it in 2005. Just like that, a teen heartthrob was born.
She's no you. Oh no, you give me more than I could ever want.
In 2006, he released his sophomore studio record. Right Where You Want Me was both the title of the record and its first single.
Crazy, let's do something, baby. Please don't take your time. You got me.
Thematically, it was considered a bit more mature than his first album. It started out strong, making it onto the Billboard charts. However, it wasn't as financially successful as his Beautiful Soul era. In fact, the video for his second single, Just So You Know, was never officially released in the US, reportedly because the label didn't back it.
Just so you know, this feeling's taking control of me, and I can't help it.
However, it found some success in Europe. Just Go was released as a third single, but only in Italy. As such, he didn't do a big tour for this album, and instead got back to work in the studio. His third album, Departure, was released in 2008. His single, Leavin', was a smash hit, and is actually his highest charting single on the Billboard charts.
Why don't you tell him that I'm leaving, never looking back again. You found somebody who does it better than he can.
The song is also certified platinum. Afterwards, the track It's Over was marketed as the second single. Following the release of this record, he co-headlined a tour with Jordan Sparks. A year later, a new version of the record called Departure Recharged came out. It contained 4 new songs: Oxygen, Body Language, Crash and Burn, and In My Veins. He also collaborated with T-Pain on a reimagined Body Language and recorded a remix of How Do You Sleep with Ludacris. Those served as the album's second and third singles respectively. All in all, this era was a good one for McCartney. It's perhaps a little-known fact, but in addition to singing and acting, McCartney is also a talented songwriter. To this day, he has a hand in writing many of his own songs. And that's not all. He also co-wrote Leona Lewis's smash hit Bleeding Love with Ryan Tedder. His work on it even earned him a Grammy nomination.
And we had no idea what was gonna come after that, and I think it became like the #1 song in 32 countries and one of the biggest songs of the decade. It was like all these things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I ever gonna top that?
And while he gave the song to Lewis, he still recorded his own version of it that can be found on certain editions of Departure. In other words, he's talented both on stage and behind the scenes. Throughout his career, he's been affiliated with multiple Disney shows and movies, with Beautiful Soul being featured in That's So Raven's soundtrack and performed on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. Yeah.
And his covers of classic Disney movie tunes like When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio and I'll Try from the Peter Pan sequel Return to Neverland are featured on various Disney compilation albums. Those are just a few examples of his magical work with Disney. While not a Disney film, but still loosely based on a fairy tale that the company is highly associated with and featuring a teen Disney star, the A Cinderella Story soundtrack also features 2 of McCartney's tracks.
She took me down, just another day that I had the best day of my life.
Plus, he recorded a cover of the 1976 tune Don't Go Breaking My Heart with Anne Hathaway for Ella Enchanted, a comedy that parodies fairy tales.
So don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart.
We know about the record Star's release, but what about the albums that never see the light of day? McCartney's 4th studio album was going to be called Have It All. Its lead single Shake was released in September 2010.
It's getting kinda late, and she just wanna shake, 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 shake.
However, the album's release was repeatedly delayed for various reasons. At one point, he said they were waiting to see whether his upcoming show Lock and Key would see its pilot get picked up. It didn't.
There's nobody in there.
Then in 2012, his mother said changes within the label were to blame for the holdup. Yet after all that, the record was simply never released. Ultimately, McCartney parted ways with Hollywood Records. We'll never know what might have been. But he didn't let that setback stop him from making music. After touring with the Backstreet Boys and DJ Pauly D on the In a World Like This tour, he dropped his single Back Together.
Ever since you walked away, oh, if we get back together, it'll be like we're a mission.
This would go on to be the lead single from his next album. He initially released an EP version of the record called In Technicolor Part 1 as a preview for fans. Then he released a second single, Superbad.
My girl is super bad, super sad, got no time for photographs.
The full album, In Technicolor, came out in 2014. Some of its other songs include The Other Guy and Young Love. And he did this all independently with his own label.
'Cause I just wanna be where you are, just a little punch-drunk recreation.
Then, after a lull in his singing career where nobody really knew what he was up to, McCartney returned in 2018 with new music. His song Better With You was his first track in 4 years.
I'm still a mess, but you hold on. Don't know just why you do.
Later that year, he embarked on the tour of the same name. The next song he put out was called Wasted.
And I don't wanna come off and play shit, but you only call when you're You only call when you're wasted.
It was followed by another tour and the subsequent The Resolution Tour live album. While he may be best known as a singer, McCartney got his start as an actor, and his love for it never wavered. In fact, he continued to pursue it in parallel with his music career. Notably, he starred in the WB show Summerland as Brayden.
No, I'm a senior. Like yourself.
He also had a 6-episode stint as Andy on Greek. Plus, he was the voice of JoJo in Horton Hears a Who, and of Theodore in the live-action Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
You won't even know I'm here.
He had his first major role in a feature film in 2008 with the premiere of Keith. Not to mention, he's also lent his voice to video game characters, namely in the Kingdom Hearts games.
This could have been the other way around. Huh? But it really has to be you.
And those are but a few of his acting credits. However, he has dealt with his fair share of rejection too. He was cast in M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender, but was replaced reportedly due to scheduling conflicts. He's recently said that he hopes to act more in the future though, so keep your eyes peeled.
New questions keep the investigation moving forward. You saved lives, and you got each other home safe. It's a successful mission in my book. Good work, Alpha.
After a couple of years of flying relatively under the radar, Jesse made waves again in 2020. He captured the attention of audiences everywhere when he competed as the turtle on the hit Fox show The Masked Singer. On the show, celebrities dress up in costumes and sing as panelists try to guess their identity. He made it to the final week of the competition thanks to some great vocals and captivating performances. He finished in second place behind the Night Angel, Candy Burris. In an interview, he said that competing on the show was a way for him to pick back up, reconnect with fans, and show people who don't know him what he's capable of. Well, mission accomplished.
I love performing. I love performing now even more in a turtle mask. That's something I've learned. But look, I've learned more than anything that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
That same year, McCartney also began releasing new music. In April, he released a single called Yours, described as his life in a pop song. It chronicles the different roles he's played throughout his life, landing on his favorite one yet, his part in his relationship.
I've been a lot of different things to different people, but my favorite thing to be is yours.
Then, on the day before the Masked Singer finale, his single Friends dropped. It's described as an homage to the people who became chosen family.
We could get lost on our way to the bar. Good times go wherever we are. Singing, thank God I got my friends.
Its video even features some of his Greek castmates in a clever way. Excitingly, his next album is set to be released later in 2020. He says he feels like things are clicking into place for him and that he's excited for this new chapter of his life and career. And so are we. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Throughout all this, big things have also been happening in his personal life. In 2019, he got engaged to his longtime girlfriend, Katie Peterson. Unfortunately, wedding planning had to be postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic. Despite this, they're staying positive and even lifting each other's spirits with their comedic quarantined couple videos. Released on YouTube and Instagram, they're short comedy skits about life as a couple in quarantine, and published to bring people some laughs.
What are you doing?
It looks like Jesse McCartney, once a dreamy teen pop star, has grown into a funny and well-rounded adult. We can't wait to see what's next. Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.